Hello, I'm back again. Right, okay, so basically my first draft, I kind of did quite a lot by accident because it's like a draft. I should have only put the clips up, cut them, and then done this voiceover, but I got a bit carried away and I added loads of colour corrections and loads of sound effects as well. But yeah, it's okay because now I've got the interview part basically done, and now I just need to add all my different effects when the questions are being asked. I've not filmed my effects yet, but I will be very, very soon. I'll be filming them, and I think it might be 2 filming days, I'm not sure. It just depends on how much I get done on the day. So yeah, basically the way I've done this is I have ignore the purple bits, okay, these blue bits. Basically what I've done is I've organised all of my footage into this folder, and basically what I do from here is I just literally just drag and drop. I think I dropped like the first row of clips in. Where were they? I dropped in from here to here, and I literally just dragged all them in, cut them up so that the clips would have matched like at the same length. So I cut off the sides basically, and then I pick which one works the best, and then just mash them all in order. And then that's how I got. Let me just mute all these. Let me just solo this one, and that's how I got this. So that was one of the clips. And then it jumps to that clip, then it jumps to this clip, then it jumps to that clip. So them 4 clips is what these are. That's just how many takes it took me to do it, because my actor was getting used to the camera, and plus he was literally just jumping like a maniac, like in the middle of in the middle of like an office corridor where everyone's looking at him. So it was kind of embarrassing, but he got used to it in the end. And yeah, basically the clips aren't that smooth. I'm not that good at filming, so what I've done is that's just a little fade at the start. If you're wondering what that is, that's the fadey bit I get at the start. So basically I positioned the clip so that all of the heads match up. You probably won't recognise it, but say if I go here and then it jumps to that clip, can you see how his head's in the same place? Yeah. So I then went to this clip and moved this so it matches his head, and then I also faded it out so that it moves and then into the next clip. Can you see how his head's in the same place? It just jumps backwards. And then I also, what else did I do? Oh yeah, the scale. So I increased the scale of the clip. That's basically this. So I did that. As he goes to lean for his first footstep, it goes a bit bigger. Does that make sense? So it's as if he's taking a stomp, and then as he stomps, it jumps into the next clip. It's all about trying to smoothly transition all the clips so that your eyes aren't jumping everywhere. So for example, if I had the stomp and he was like here, for example, so let me just play that. Can you see it don't really make sense, because he's all the way over here, but then when it jumps to the other clip, his head's over here, so you kind of like you jump into trying to like find his head. Does that make sense? It basically makes it all look a bit smoother, so you don't realise that there's an actual cut here. I think it's called an invisible cut, an invisible edit. What's it called? I don't know. There's a phrase for it, but I can't remember. And then from here, this is the smooth transitioning clip. I might put some, yeah, I'll put the black bars here. So basically just ignore this black bit. This black bit, ignore it. In fact, no, I'll just tell you. So yeah, I added these black bars in last because some of my clips weren't really framed properly, and in order to frame them properly, I needed them to be like for example this one, and you know, you'll see this black line, it just will look stupid. So in order to frame all my clips properly, I needed to have this black line so that I could squash it up a bit. Does that make sense? So, and plus it works for super high definition TVs because it's this resolution. But anyway, so I've got that. So yeah, basically it jumps into these bunch of clips. So these clips here are from here to it's this clip, this clip, this clip, this clip, this clip, and this clip. Yeah. So yeah, I basically did the same thing. I dragged all them into here, cut them up so that everything, all the clips were like, they were smooth. Like I just cropped the edges basically, that's all I did, and then I picked the best ones and then I mashed them together again. That's how I've got these. Basically what I mean by that, because it doesn't really make sense, so I'd put like these clips in because these are two different takes of the same shot. So basically what I'd do is I'd go to the point where he takes his first step, like there, crop it, and then go to where he enters the room, his next step, crop it, go onto this clip, stomp, crop it, go onto this here, does his stomp, crop it, and then I'd watch these clips back and see which ones look the best. So in my opinion, this one's the best because he is proper leant down looking at his phone and then he lifts his head up, so it's really obvious. But then with this one, he's kind of like, don't really know what he's doing. He's like looking around, he doesn't know whether to put his phone in his pocket, and plus this one's a bit longer. So I use this clip in the end. Also, another thing I didn't mention is on these tracking shots, I did some warp stabilizing. So basically what that does is it takes all the information and from what it's focused in, and it warps the background so that it's a bit smoother. You see how smooth this clip is? Do you see the original clip to that? This is the original. You see how shaky it is? You might not recognise it. Let me play this one. See how smooth it is? Play this one. You can't really tell, but it's definitely there, and it just makes things, it's just little tweaks make things a lot better. And once these little tweaks are built, oh, go away phone. Once you added loads of little things, it just makes everything look a lot better. So yeah, basically there's the tracking shot. This was all me on the camera, and I think, yeah, I added some, I moved the camera as well so that it's a bit smoother instead of it being like this. Can you see how it's a bit wobbly? It jumps a bit at the start. There, do you see it? I saw it anyway, but yeah, anyway. This just makes it a little bit smoother. Yeah. And then, yeah, it's literally just rinse and repeat for all these until this. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about this as well. With like the invisible cuts and the invisible like transitions, this is a classic example. So it goes up to shake his hand, as his arm is about to shake it, it cuts to the other clip. You see? So you know what he's doing. And then as he drops his hand, it comes down again. I talked about this in my last audio recording video, and yeah, I think I did it really well. And if you notice, his hand is in the same place. His hand's here, like in this area, which is where you're looking, and then it cuts to the other clip, which you're looking here, and then his handbrake gets pulled down. See, you're looking here, you're looking here, so it's invisible, so you don't, it's less strain on your eyes. This is a bit of a weird one. I should have had a clip of Brandon moving back to this position, but I don't have time to reshoot it all because I need to get all my imagination sequences done, so this is just left kind of awkwardly like this. Then he starts. So yeah, you can't hear the audio because I've muted it, but I'll talk about that in a minute. So then, yep, he's literally just talking back and forth, questions, his opinions and stuff. Keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. Camera gets a bit closer because he's a bit more interested. And then shocked expression, goes back in time, and here is a little flash that I did. I've still not made up my mind of what I want to do from this transition. I might have like vibrating happen like now, and then it goes and then it goes like that, and then it goes bang like that, so he knows that he's gone back in time, and then it comes back in, does the same things, but I've left this a bit longer so that it gives the audience a bit of time to realise what's just happened, that he has actually just gone back in time, hence why I used the exact same clip, but I tweaked the last clip. I used a different take because obviously he's trying to get this job and he wants to act differently when he's in the interview room. So from here, that's the same. Look at his face, it doesn't cut, and he goes, "I'm here for my interview," and that's a different take to this one. "I'm here for my interview." See how he's a bit worried, and then on this one he's more confident, and he looks at the camera, which is really, really good. So yeah, so with all the audio, basically I just added audio and then I smoothed things out, I faded bits in and out, and then that's literally all I did for everything. So let's just play it and see. I'll show you it all with audio.
What are you staring at?
I'm here for my interview.
So with that part, he says, "I'm here for my interview," and he looks quite worried, doesn't he?
What are you staring at?
I'm here for my interview.
And then at the end, it's like this.
What are you staring at?
I'm here for my interview.
Yeah, so actually I could, it's a bit quiet at the end, but
What are you staring at?
I'm here for my interview.
actually no, I'll leave it like that. So yeah, I think I've talked about everything that I need to talk about. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. I literally forgot to talk about the colour correction. Yeah, so what I did for the colour correction is basically I took a log adjustment layer, put that on top, and then I went through each individual clip, which took so long. Literally, this is the thing that took the most time, but it makes everything look so much better. So basically I flattened out all the images, so this is what it looks like without it, and that's what it looks like with it. Can you see how I've like matched all the colours to make it look like a normal clip instead of it being orange? So basically that just flattens out all the images, like it just flattens all the colours out. Can you see how they're a lot more flattened out than normal now, that compared to that? Does that make sense? And then, because now all these clips look the same, they've all got that slight orange tint. And then basically I added an adjustment layer on top of that, like this. And I think these were just two individual ones in case I needed a secondary correction, but I think I ended up using them both anyway. And then that's what creates the like office style. Hi, sorry, I forgot to say this in my original recording, but you see the scopes at the top left hand corner? Basically I followed the this YouTube video that I did a blog about a few weeks ago. Oh wait, no, I think it was last week. And yeah, the girl was really useful. She like taught me how to use all three of the graphs in a way that you can actually flatten out all the footage and make it look plain, so that then you can add filters to it and stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to say that quickly. If you want to go watch that video, I do have a blog on it, but yeah, right, back to the original recording. So yeah, that's how I got that look. And yeah, I think it worked out pretty well. And then I just added the black bars on top, which is pretty straightforward. So yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. So now I'm gonna go film some bits. I think I'm gonna film my first imagination sequence, and it should work out fine. There should be no problems. The only thing I can really think of is if people are at the basketball court and yeah, they want to play basketball whilst we're filming, but that's the only really issue that I have. But we could just wait there until they've gone and then we can start filming, or if we, yeah. Anyway, right, I'm going to leave it here because I've been talking for way too long. Yeah, so the next video that I'm going to be doing should have all of my imagination sequences in, or it should have a few in, and I just need one more to do, but I'm not quite sure yet until the time comes. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit, and I hope you enjoyed the video.